Hello everyone, welcome to Brain Fuel, your go-to channel for fascinating insights and analysis. This is where we simmer down the complexities of the world into easily digestible nuggets for your brain. From politics to pop culture, we've got it all. Today, we're switching gears to something a bit closer to home, the cost of living crisis in Britain, a hot topic that's been on everyone's lips. So, are you ready to dive deep into this financial fiasco? Buckle up. So what exactly is this cost of living crisis we're talking about? Well, in a nutshell, the cost of living crisis is a situation where the cost of basic goods and services increases at a rate that outpaces income. It's like running on a treadmill that's gradually speeding up. No matter how fast you run, you struggle to keep up. Only in this case, the treadmill is the economy and your running speed is your income. Now, the causes of this crisis are multifaceted. First, there's inflation. This cheeky little devil is the rate at which the general level of prices for goods and services is rising. Imagine going to your favorite chippy and finding that your beloved fish and chips now cost an arm and a leg. That's inflation nibbling away at your wallet. Then, we have wage stagnation. This is when your income remains flat or increases at a slower pace than the cost of living. If you're earning the same amount of dough as you were 5 years ago, but your cost of living has shot up, you're experiencing wage stagnation firsthand. It's like trying to fill a bathtub with a leaky bucket. Last but not least, we have the rising cost of goods and services. This is when the price tags on everything from your morning cuppa to your monthly rent start to look like phone numbers. Each price hike might seem small on its own, but they all add up, creating a mountain of expenses that's hard to climb. These factors, inflation, wage stagnation, and the rising cost of goods and services are like the three musketeers of the cost of living crisis. Together, they wreak havoc on the economy, making it difficult for people to maintain their standard of living. Now that we've laid the groundwork, it's time to see how this crisis impacts the everyday lives of Britons. Imagine waking up one day and finding that everything you need to live, food, housing, transportation, has suddenly become more expensive. That's the grim reality many Brits are facing today, as the cost of living crisis strikes at the heart of our daily lives. Let's put this into perspective. Picture a typical family trying to juggle the increasing costs of groceries, rising energy bills, and skyrocketing rents. Every pound has to stretch further, and it's not just luxuries that are getting cut back. Basic necessities are becoming a struggle to afford. Now, think about students just starting out in life. They're trying to focus on their education, but the cost of living is an ever-present worry. The price of a simple pint at the pub or a train ticket home to see family has shot up. And let's not forget about the textbooks. Those pesky things seem to cost more than a small island in the Caribbean. And then there's our elderly population. Many have worked their whole lives, only to find that their pensions aren't enough to cover the basics anymore. It's a cruel irony that just when they should be enjoying their golden years, they're facing tough decisions about what they can and can't afford. It's a struggle that's being felt up and down the country, from the bustling streets of London to the peaceful villages in the Cotswolds. The cost of living crisis doesn't discriminate. It's hitting us all where it hurts, our wallets. But it's not all doom and gloom, folks. Yes, times are tough. And yes, the cost of living is high. But as Brits, we're known for our resilience and our ability to keep calm and carry on, even in the face of adversity. The struggle is real, but are there any solutions to this crisis? Well, we have some insights to share. So, stick around and let's navigate this storm together, one cuppa at a time. It's not all doom and gloom, folks. There are ways to navigate through these challenging times. So let's chat about some potential solutions to this cost of living crisis. First up, government interventions. We're talking about policies that could help lower the cost of essential goods and services, or perhaps increase wages. Things like housing schemes, subsidies on everyday essentials, and bolstered social security measures. It's a tall order, sure, but it's a start. Then there's personal finance management. Now don't roll your eyes at me. It's not as boring as it sounds. We're talking about budgeting, cutting unnecessary expenses, and finding ways to increase income. It's about making your money work for you rather than the other way round. A bit of savvy saving can go a long way, and hey, who knows? You might even discover a hidden talent for thriftiness. Finally, we have the power of community support systems. Local food banks, shared resources, community-led initiatives. There's a lot of strength in numbers, and when communities come together, we can accomplish great things. And not just in a let's pool our resources kind of way, but in a let's support each other emotionally way too. While it's not an easy fix, these solutions offer some hope. But what about the future? Well, stick around and we'll delve into that in the next scene. Looking ahead, can we predict how much basic things may cost in Britain by 2030? If current trends persist, we could see household expenses skyrocket. A loaf of bread might cost the equivalent of today's cinema ticket. Renting a one-bedroom flat in London. That could be like buying a small car every year. It's not a rosy picture. But remember, this is a projection, not a prophecy. The future may seem daunting, but knowledge is power, and understanding the issue is the first step towards tackling it. Well, that's a wrap on our deep dive into Britain's cost of living crisis. We've navigated the choppy waters of rising prices, dissected its impact on everyday Brits, and explored possible solutions and the future outlook. It's been a bit of a roller coaster, hasn't it? But hey, that's what we're here for, to fuel your brain with knowledge. If you found this video informative and enjoyable, please give it a like and subscribe to Brain Fuel. We look forward to seeing you in our next video.